So what I'm going to do in this video is to talk about the structure tags which forms the structure of any web page. So let's get started. Open any text editor that you have. Just you have to make sure that that text editor allows you to type and allows you to save your file in any format or in any extension you want. So before before writing anything, let's quickly save our file in order to take the advantage of the code highlighting of the text editor. So I'm going to name my file as test. You can name it by any name you want. Just you have to make sure that you put the .html extension at the end in order to tell your operating system that this file is not a normal file but a HTML file. Okay, so the first and the foremost structure tag is called as HTML tag. Now this is a container tag, means it will contain both the opening and closing tag. Now this HTML tag is responsible to make your browser understand that this whatever is written inside this test.html file is a HTML code, not a normal text. Whatever you will write or whatever you want to include in your web page source code has to be marked by this HTML tag, means you have to write the that all the content inside the body of this HTML tag. Okay, now let's move on to the second structure tag. This is your that tag is called as head tag. Now this is also a container tag, so it will contain both opening and closing tags. Now this what this head tag contains is it contains all the information about your web page, like title, the information which will be required by the search engine in order to index your web page, all the scripts that you are going to use. And one thing is there that whatever, like most of the information that you will provide inside this body of this here head section is not visible to the user whenever you whenever the user will visit your web page. Okay, now the third and the last tag which comes under structure tag is the body tag. Now by the name you can make out like this is the tag which is responsible to show the content that you want to include in the body of your web page. Now this tag is also a container tag, so it will contain both opening and closing tag, means, and whatever you want to display in the body of your web page has to be written inside the body of this body tag. Now let's quickly save the file by pressing Ctrl S or Command S on your keyboard. Now let's quickly locate the file in order to check whether whatever we have written inside this HTML file is correct or not. Now let's first of all locate the file, and in order to run the HTML file, what you have to do is you have to double click your file in order to run that file, and whatever browser is set as default in your operating system will load your file. And you can see that my file, that test.html, has been loaded on my browser successfully and it is running successfully. Like it is showing the path where I have saved my file, like I have shaped inside the desktop inside my folder name as tuts, and the file name is test.html, and this is what is shown over here. Okay, now let's try to change this thing, like whatever is written over here, like because usually whenever you will visit a web page or a website, you will see that the name of that web page or website is being displayed over here, not the path where that web page or website is being stored. So let's try to change this thing up. So the way we, and this thing whatever is written inside the tab is considered as the title of the web page. Now title is different from the heading. Like heading is displayed inside the body of this web page, like over here in this section. The title is written inside the tab of your web browser. Now let's try to change this thing up because it is looking weird. So for that, in HTML there is this title tag is there, and this is also container tag, and we write the title tag inside the head tag because it is considered as the information of the web page, because it is telling the user like what the name of this web page or the website is. So uh, we include the title tag by naming the tag like so. Title is the name of the tag, and as this is a container tag, so we have to close it by putting closing tag. Now whatever will you will write inside the title of the web, this source code will be displayed in the tab in place of that path. So I'm going to name my web page as test page because my file name is test.html. Now let's see whether this changed or not. Okay, this time as I have previously loaded my file in onto my web browser, so this time I don't need to again relocate my file by going into that folder and then again double clicking it. So instead of doing this all this hectic or long process, what you can do is, if that file is previous is preloaded on your web browser, like here in this case, what you can do is, after you make changes to your source code and you after you're done with the saving, what you can do is you can press this reload button or can press the control R or command R on your keyboard in order to reload the web page and to see the changes. Like the moment I'll reload my file, I'll see the name test page written over here. See, it is written like test page, and this is what I have written inside my source code, which I have marked this test page by this title tag in order to tell my browser, like, this is the title, this is going to be the title of my web page. Now let's try to fill this blank space with some text, because normally the web page is not like blank. So let's try to include something in a body of a web page. So what if I want to include anything in the body of my web page, I have to write inside the this body of this body tag. Okay, so I'll write I am inside the body tag. Okay, so I'll save my file, and after that I'll again go back to my browser and will reload my file in order to see the changes. See, it is showing that I am inside the body tag, and this is what I actually wanted to display in the body of my web page. So just a quick recap. Okay, so these are the three structure tags. The first one is a HTML tag. This tells the browser that this whatever is written inside the this HTML file, this where the name of this HTML file is test.html, contains HTML codes. Now the second is the head tag. This head tag contains the information about the web page, most of which is not visible. And the third one is the body tag. This body tag contains all the contents that we want the user to see. And the one extra tag that we included is the title tag, and this title tag is responsible to display the name of the web page or the website on this tab over here.